Undercover better sit low. The product base, but it drip though. Pocket fat when the chips low. Alex O, crypto, fit the party like a disco. Fan base like my wallet, yo. Stay true to the digital. Alex O, crypto. Alex O, crypto. Alex O, crypto. Alex O, crypto. What you know about juice? Making the moves that of no casual, breaking the news. Revenue proof, a building portfolios taking well over exceptional pain. I'm trapping this, so participation ain't a hard knock. I put in the work so you got knowledge. You ain't drawing with luck when you following us. The result is a pen full of fat pockets. Bada bang, that's an outer game with an auto flame. But a lot of hate, get about the lane, ain't about the trade. Have another trader, get another play. They playing God so pretentious. Grapes in these waters forbidden. Well indeed, that's a felony. Don't look at me, but it's TRB. Undercover better sit low. The product base, but it drip though. Pocket fat when the chips low. Alex O, crypto, fit the party like a disco. Fan base like my wallet, yo. Stay true to the digital. Alex O, crypto, undercover better sit low. The product base, but it drip though. Pocket fat when the chips low. Alex O, crypto, fit the party like a disco. Fan base like my wallet, yo.
What is going on? Absolute legends in the chat. Paper beats rock. I don't know. I think if Paper were to get his stuff together, Paper would lose to Rock. Rock's pretty Hulk smash. What's going on? Otter gang. RS Miller in the chat. All set. B Team Crypto. Alexandra G. L Jones. Actually, such a good tune. He likes the tune. We got the Canadian Carpenter hat on today, guys, because we've been putting in work, okay? We've been putting in work. What's going on? All set. Good afternoon, friends. Merp90. What's going on? Paper beats rock. We know how it is. Yo, Jeet Corp. What's going on? Caffeinated Crypto. Scott. Good afternoon. RS Miller. Bjorn. Do you go Bjorn or do you go Jorn? I'm gonna call you Jorn. Hope you're having a wonderful day, Crypto Wanderer. All you guys, well, Jesse, Mark Dutch, the best mods around. Hope you're all doing well. Now, as you guys know, and as I have announced, that we do have a special guest today. So I know we are a bit late, but you know what? It's obviously worth the wait. We got Mr. Blockchain Crusader himself right here in the flesh on the channel. What is going on, brother? Good to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us on our live stream. How's it going,
dude,
man?
Thank you for having me on, bro. I appreciate it, bro. I'm always excited to talk to you and hang out with you, man. It's going good, man. The markets are, they're shaking and moving. Things are happening, so I'm excited.
No kidding. I mean, it's been wild. I mean, we met on Crypto Wars, and ever since, I don't know, I've clicked with you. I'm always very particular to who I bring on the shows. Like, I was even talking to some of my mods today, and it's like, I like good people, you know what I mean? And you're one of those people. So it's always
it's hard to find in this space.
It is, and that's what I think. The Otter Gang, it's pretty degen Otter Gang, like how we started. But the thing was, it was built on the sense of honesty and transparency and kindness and a bunch of good people, right? And I think that is what I continue to do is try to provide, good people to my community. And you're definitely one of those people from the get-go. You've always been super kind to me and super generous. And also, you're very knowledgeable and you're very helpful. So
I appreciate it, dude. I mean, there's a reason why we kind of clicked a lot is just because I feel the same way about you, dude. Super genuine person, super straightforward, like run a great Discord for free. Like you could be charging, lots of money for that, and you're giving away all this information for free. Huge, great community. Yeah, you're also super knowledgeable, dude. You're a savage at trading wars. That's why you've been on there for so many seasons, dude. So yeah, man, I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Yeah, so we're gonna go into some depth. I asked you to talk about a bit of bit of altcoins and what you've been looking at. We typically do like 2 hour show here, so maybe we can go for half an hour to an hour, whatever kind of works out. Bring the people some ideas of what you've been looking at. I got a couple questions for you. I know my audience has asked me a couple questions for you, and
What?
we definitely wanted to ask you some questions on what you're really looking at in this market. What's your sentiment right now? How you're feeling? Because we've had a little bit of a scare, right? A little bit of a
Yep.
scare, and like I know that you know your altcoins very well, and you have quite a following. I know you have an amazing following on Twitter, or not on Twitter, on
On TikTok.
on TikTok, right? And you're crushing the TikTok, which is something I need help with. But guys, if you're not following Blockchain Crusader, he does you do daily live streams, right? I always drop in on
Yeah, I
your
do
live.
daily live streams. Yep.
Always bringing and this is the thing with something like this, like you've had a channel before this, and we can talk about that a little bit later if you don't mind.
Yeah,
But
sure.
you've kind of branched off and started doing your own thing. And the thing is that now you're getting more one-on-one with your viewers, and I think that's massive because now
Yeah.
people get you right, rather than like a package deal, right? So I think that's critically important. But if you guys aren't following, I mean, I don't know what you're doing, but he has great alpha on a whole bunch of coins. I mean, I've been watching your shorts kill it, man. I don't know. It's like you got the missus on board or something, and you're like, ask me a question. I got the answers. I got the answers, right? So I
That's
mean,
so
you've
funny.
been crushing it. It looks good on you. I mean, you've been growing rapid, man. That's amazing. I'm very proud of you. And
Appreciate it.
so what are you looking at? Do you have up any charts or
I don't have any. I don't have any charts. I appreciate you pulling up my channel.
of
But yeah,
course.
dude. So yeah, I've just been on YouTube. Started my own YouTube channel now. So, but the altcoins wise, the ones that I've been looking at, I just came across a new one just the other day. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But real world assets is the next narrative that I've been talking about, saying that that's going to be the next big move for a while, right? Until we have a cool off, and then we have a new narrative, and that's pretty much how the space runs. It runs in narratives, different waves of different cryptos running. They're not all going to peak out at the same time. We already had a massive wave for AI. AI is going to continue doing well. People misunderstand that sometimes when I say, hey, there's a new wave coming. They're like, oh, but AI is still going to do good. Of course, I'm not saying that AI won't do good.
Hmm.
I'm just saying there's going to be something more in the spotlight here that is going to have a big run. So real world assets
Absolutely.
is something I'm looking at. So Ondo has been one. There's a few other real world assets out there. I know VChain just made a big announcement with UFC, and they're going to be putting some NFC technology into the gloves for when they're collectibles and all this stuff, putting it on the blockchain. And there's a few other smaller cap real world assets out there as well, that are really popping. That's definitely one sector I think is going to do very well here. We just had the big FUD with H bar, right? H bar came out with, hey,
Yeah.
we're tokenizing BlackRock. BlackRock chose us over Ethereum, and everyone's like skyrocket to the moon. And then they're like, oh, wait a minute, like they didn't partner. It's a layered situation where they know a guy that knows a guy that knows
Right?
BlackRock.
This is
Uh,
like the H bar. I have the H bar chart here, and I'm like, yesterday, I'm like, we're pulling back to 11.6, right? And like, yeah, we took off, but holy shit, like, talk about rug job, right? And I
dude,
think it's so important to know what you're looking at. Having built, a community around you and out of trust, you can really see that, a narrative can ruin people, right? Like, look at this. Like, if you're getting late to the show here, it's definitely coming back on you, right? So, um, that's one thing that you definitely have to be paying attention to, and also like for me, I've heard of a couple real world asset tokens, like Ondo, I believe you mentioned, right? Um,
yep.
however, is there anything else? Like I heard soil, like I hear
I haven't
stuff
heard
like
about
this, man,
Solo.
and I hear like soil myself. Like that's what I'm not I'm not proficient in this. Like I press buy and sell, and I make money when the chart goes up and down. Like I
Yeah.
keep it very simple, right? But but
Proppy's another one. Proppy's another one, the real world assets that's been doing well. They're basically, I was looking at their website the other day. They're basically like the Zillow, but on the blockchain, right? You
oh,
can buy
okay. So
houses
real
and all
estate.
stuff. Yeah, real estate. They're all about real estate. There's a few that are doing mainly focused on real estate. Um, AVAX is also in this also in the tokenization game. They've tokenized diamonds. They've tokenized. I believe they're working with Bank of America to tokenize some treasuries
Oh
as
wow.
well. So AVAX is also involved in real world assets. There's also the a lot of people talk about Emerald. I don't know how I feel about that one, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
they're tokenizing emeralds, but they're also doing like a marketplace for jewelry, and they're doing all these different little things. A lot of people in my live chats are always asking me about it. I don't know how I fully feel because I know there's always been a lot of like fugazi with like the mining industry in real world, right? Where people say, "Yeah, we found a gold mine and they're extracting all this value," and then comes a few years later, "Oh yeah, that mine never actually existed. It was all a lie." So when it comes to like emeralds and jewelry and where is it
Mm.
really coming from and all this, I'm kind of iffy on it. Not saying it's a
Yeah,
bad project, not saying to fud anything. I'm just saying I don't know how I feel about it.
that's
I need to do more
important.
research.
See, that's what I want to hear because like it's funny. Like I was actually talking to my grandfather and my missus, and I'm like, I don't normally have people on my show, but when I do, it's like it's people that can say I don't know how I feel about it or this is shit. Don't buy it. Like I'm not here to impress people with like a token or you know what I mean. I really value
Exactly.
that in people where they can be like, you know what, I haven't looked into this, but I also value being like, oh, you were checking out Proppy the other day, or you're checking out Ondo, and you're actually doing a dive and actually looking at what they're actually doing, right? Like for me, I'm not someone who can dive into something, but then I can lean on your analysis, knowing that you're doing your due diligence, and then take, let's say, a video that you've made on it, and know that you've looked into it and are actually doing actual research to provide value, right? And I think
Yeah,
that's what really
that's the
separates you
thing.
from the crowd, right?
Uh, yeah, I don't know if it separates me for the crowd, but I know a lot of people like to portray themselves as always an expert in whatever they talk about. And dude, it's okay not to know. There's a lot of things happening in crypto all the time, different sectors, different AI cryptos. All these cryptos are happening. They're all doing different things. It's okay to say, hey, it looks good. I kind of like in the surface what I'm seeing, but I don't really
Mm-hmm.
know all the in and outs of this thing. Right, and none of us are financial advisors telling people, "Hey, you should definitely go buy this or
Yeah.
don't buy that," right? We're not financial advisors, we're just people on the internet talking, having a good time, just like you're talking to your buddies. We just happen to talk about a specific sector of the world, which is, cryptocurrencies,
Crypto, absolutely.
crypto projects and all that stuff. So nobody's an expert, and it's okay to say, "Hey, I don't know. I kind of like it." Right? We're all just regular people here. I like it. Maybe I bought a small bag of it, whatever, but I don't really know where it's going. I don't really know what it's all the in and outs of. Some of those projects are probably high risk, right? Everything low cap is a high risk play, no matter how good it looks, no matter how good the white paper, no matter how good the website, no matter how good the engagement, it's a high risk play because it can be here one day and tomorrow it's gone. And it's nobody's fault, right? It's not an influencer's fault that said that they mentioned the project and the project disappears.
Yeah,
They're not the devs, right? They don't control the project, and it's just meanwhile
absolutely.
people portray the honesty of just like, hey, I don't know, that it's okay. Versus some people like to portray themselves as a total expert of everything. It's like,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
don't know
We'll
everything
see.
about
Yeah,
the
the
project.
rug pull, right? The rug pull. And like I totally agree. Like even this morning, right? Like I put a bunch of levels this morning, and I always put out levels, but like I had a community member who cares about our community, um, and he said that he'd seen some people who were just jumping in blindly to my levels that I provide, right?
Yeah.
So even this morning, I said, please remember, friends, these levels or for reaction or price with confluence within the levels of the trade. Do not trade them blindly. Clearly not financial advice. I want you all to win, be safe, and use a stop loss and manage your risk. Much love, right? Like I pride myself on protecting my community, right? And I also pride myself on, we want to teach people how to fish, right? So that they can feed themselves, right? And we also want to provide a space, a community where people can come for questions and feel okay asking stupid questions, right? There's no stupid questions, but like even if it's coming to exchanges or where I can buy that or how to use the damn wallet or whatever it is or how do you do that, like I think it's our responsibility to provide that kind of space for people, and that's what I see you doing as well, and it's so important, right? It's so important.
Yeah, dude, 100%. There is no such thing as a dumb question. Everybody started in the at the same place, knowing nothing, and slowly learning this, slowly learning how to use different exchanges, how to send money here, send the money there. And the only way you don't learn is if you don't ask. Right? Maybe you don't
Mm.
have. Maybe you're a guy that's like, I don't like asking questions, but I'll go do research. Okay, that's fine. But at some point, you have to ask the question about something, whether you're asking it to Google or you're asking it to somebody in the community. You got to ask the question somewhere. If not, you're never going to learn. So that's
Absolutely.
perfectly fine. There's, like you said, no stupid questions there.
So I like Ondo. I like Proppy. One, we have a member here. Her name's Jeanette, and she loves Proppy. She always asks me to do TA on Proppy, and we're like 72 cents is a bargain deal. Grab that. Or no, not Proppy. That was Ondo. But
Oh yeah, Ondo 72
Ondo,
cents.
72
That was
cents
a good
was a
buy.
bargain, right? We were looking at $2.80 for Proppy because we look at these quite often, right? Like people come in and they request these coins, and I chart them. I don't hold them, right? Like if you were to take a look at my portfolio, my portfolio is very basic, right? Like my investments is this simple. I can pull it up and blow it up for everybody, right? And I have been buying pretty low, right? So my average buys are sub 25,000, except for a couple of Injective, Tia, and Arbitrum. Okay, oh that's way too big, but
Ooh, big upgrade came up with Injective too. So Injective had a nice pullback. Some nice little news came out from it. So
yeah, I think Injective has lots of legs left in the game.
oh
But
yeah,
yeah, I hold Bitcoin, ETH, Link, ADA, Matic, AVAX, Render, Sol, Caspa, Miria, Tia, Injective, Arbitrum, and that's my whole portfolio.
nice, dude.
And
Very simple, very straightforward.
that's it.
That's awesome. No overcomplication. A lot of people like over diversify into like not right now. I hold the most cryptos I've ever held. I've always had a very simple portfolio of maybe sub like 7 cryptos.
Mm.
That's been my entire portfolio, which usually was like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, um, what else? Some Polkadot. Um, let me see what else come around. Chainlink and Matic.
Yeah.
That was literally like my entire portfolio for like the longest amount of time ever. This bear market and now the beginning of this bull market is where I've like consider myself over diversified. I said,
Yeah.
hey, I'm just going to expose myself to a lot of this
But
low,
the thing is,
low
your
high risk.
job is to look into these things and research these things, and you are well versed. Like for me, I've done some I've looked into all these coins, and I ain't about to go and look into more because
A lot of
it's
time.
narrative plays like you just talked about. Like I hold a huge bag of render, but if I see AI is pumping, I know to watch my render, right? Right? Gaming, Avalanche, Miria, I know to watch Injective a little bit, right? But I know how they all work together so that I can plan accordingly. Because when Bitcoin peaks, I look for the rotation into alts and I look to sell that way, right? Because I'm not looking to hold anything at the end of this bull run except for Bitcoin. Like that's straight up where I'm going, right? So
That's where I'm at too, dude. That's where I'm
right,
at too.
like nothing here is lasting past 2025. Like nothing. Like that is my plan, and I will execute that plan because I've made that plan, right? And I'll adjust along the way.
Yeah, the only thing I would probably add to that would be I plan on holding at least 50% of my portfolio in ETH. If my ETH portfolio, if we get the ETF for ETH. If we don't get the ETF, I'll probably sell like
That
75% of it.
fugazi.
25%.
I love how you call things fugazi, man. It's a fake manja cake. My Italian grandfather, you know, fugazi. Okay, so I wanted to ask you something more personal. So I met you
Yeah.
on Trading Wars, on Crypto Wars. You've left the channel, right?
Yeah.
What is your reasons? What's behind that? Obviously, I think it's a great move for you. I think it's a great move for both of you. You know, I'm friends with both of you, so I think you guys both have your strengths in your own way. But what's the story for you?
Yeah. So I can't say everything, but I can give you the gist of the reason. One was a financial reason. I am in a difficult financial situation, right? I don't like pulling money out of the market. So I just keep my stuff in the market as much as I can. So I knew that the channel was in a situation where, you know, I couldn't move forward with the financial problems in my life
Okay.
going on with the channel. And then on top of that was just kind of, different visions in the long term of what we
Mhm.
want to see for the channel. And nothing wrong, right? Keeper and I still have a good relationship. We were just talking on the phone earlier today. Like we still keep in touch. We still hang out. I mean, we don't hang out, but like
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
or whatever. Obviously, we live in different states. We can't hang out. But yeah, so there's nothing ill will between me and him at all. It was
Oh,
just,
that's
one
good.
of those tough life situations where like, hey man, I'm just gonna have to cash out here on my investment on this company and then
Yeah.
just go my own way.
No, because I know how much you work hard, and I see it. I see it. You don't watch what people's mouths do. You watch their feet, right, as they say, and you can see how hard you've been working, and I know you're smart enough and putting in the effort enough to create that life of financial freedom for yourself. I just know that the community was curious, so I had to ask the question. But for my own personal sake, is I'm becoming a dad. What is your best dad advice? Okay, because I'm scared. I got a baby otter on the way, man. Amy with baby. That's what everybody
Yeah.
says. That's the new token, Amy with baby. That's my missus. So
Like, you know,
so what is your, because I know you're a father, and
yeah.
I respect that. And what is your dad advice? Because I'm,
Yeah.
you know,
So don't be so afraid. One is easy, two is difficult. It's scary at first, right? It's a whole new human being. They can't literally do anything without you. Like every time you touch them, you feel like you're gonna break them, right? But they're more durable than what it seems. It becomes a life work balance situation after you have a kid, right? Because before I had a kid, when Keeper and I first started streaming and stuff, it was like about a year into it before I actually had my first child, and streaming at 10 o'clock all the way up to 12 o'clock at night. Like going live here, going live there, just sporadically doing whatever. Everything becomes more scheduled out, right? Like
hmm
nap time is very ritual, right? You can't break nap time.
yeah.
Time for eating, the time for this. The first 3 months are is a rough adjustment, right? Because your whole life is about to change in very very quickly, and then there's different little things you have to get into. But the first 3 months, once you get out of the first 3 months, you're gonna pretty much have a standard of how things roll moving forward, and you're gonna be golden from there. And it's a lot of work. It's very difficult. It's very frustrating. Like it's not just all rainbows over there when you have a kid. People think your life just becomes rainbows and sunshine. It's
Thanks for
not.
not bullshitting me.
Yeah, dude. It's not. It's not rainbows and sunshines. It's definitely gonna be difficult. Lots of nights with no sleep. Lots of nights just being angry, and then you got a bunch of stuff to do in the morning, and it's
Yeah.
frustrating. It's a frustrating experience, but it's worth it, dude. It's
But it's
worth
that
it.
unconditional love, right? At the end
Yeah,
of the day.
100%. 100%.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. No, I'm excited, but yeah, and scared. But there's a lot of
Scary.
dads in my community, and they're all just like, join the girl dad clan or whatever, right? Like we're gonna find out the sex, I think, in a couple weeks, and we're gonna do like a gender reveal kind of thing, and like I don't know. I'm I'm excited either way, man. But it should be good.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
so
I'm happy for you and your
personal
family.
crush. Now, what? So real world assets, Ondo, Proppy.
Yeah.
What are some gems that you think are hidden gems? Are there anything really,
I
we
don't know
should
about
take a
hidden,
look
right?
at?
Yeah, I don't know about hidden, but one that came up to my attention just the other day, somebody brought it up to me in my live, and I looked it up, was Seamless. Like I said, I don't even own it yet. I just talked about it like 2 days ago on my live stream. Somebody brought it up, and it's basically a borrowing and lending platform on Base, right? So the fact that it's on Base, the one thing that I talk about a lot is when you explore different blockchains, I look for like cornerstone cryptos or projects that are in there, which are usually DEXs, DeFi, right? Anything borrowing and lending, and then whatever other little projects that are doing stuff. But DeFi and DEXs are the main two things I always look for, right? Like if you look at AVAX, you have Trader Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Trader Joe had a nice run when the DEXs ran. Well, I'm sure it's going to continue running at some point. And then you have like Benki, which is basically the Aave of there, right? You have Ethereum, you have Uniswap, you have Aave and Compound, right? Now you have Base, and now Seamless is, from what I understand, the borrowing and lending platform that they're trying to build on the Base network itself. And obviously, Base's ecosystem has been blowing up. I think it's going to continue blowing up in this bull market as you know things get more bullish and we see more things being explored on Base. You know, so it's one of those things that just came up to my attention. I think I don't know if it's a hidden one. I don't know how many people knew about this before I did, but I just found out about it, and I think it's pretty cool.
That looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm checking the chart right now, and it does look. Yeah, it had a nice double bottom. The best thing I like whenever I look at a chart is that there isn't too hard of a rug. Okay, there's a little rug, but not like an ICP rug. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I like Seamless, Ondo, real world assets. Do you have a gaming play? Because I know a lot of people like gaming. I hold Avalanche. Like I'm not holding.
I hold NDAX too.
Right?
I don't have anything. I don't like picking up like an individual game crypto because their tokenomics are usually kind of wonky. Because since they're play to earn games, their circulation is usually really low, and then they get like inflated drastically throughout the ecosystem. We saw that happen with Gala. We've seen that happen with a few other cryptos. So even though there's a lot of cool gaming cryptos out there, I usually don't end up picking up one. I usually just end up picking something that's in the gaming sector, kind of maybe like a platform or something like that, and then picking one of those. So another gaming one that I think is pretty cool, that is a platform more like situation is Superverse.
Superverse. Okay, because I've heard of Super and Beam. Those are
Beam,
two.
It's exactly. Super is a competitor to Beam. Exactly what Beam is doing. Super is doing is just a lower market cap.
Okay. And Super has that guy who does push-ups with the angry glasses, Alex Becker.
Does he? I don't know.
Have you seen Alex? You know Alex Becker, right?
I think I know who you're talking about. The really tall blonde guy?
Yeah. Dude starts his videos like doing push-ups with shotguns and shit and yells at people. And he says, "Yeah, man. He's the next level entertainment."
I gotta go watch one of his videos.
I'll send you a link to his most when we got the big dump on his show. Oh, okay, so I have to do it now. I know you can see my screen, right? So when we got absolutely crushed, I'll pull this.
Guys,
can you see my screen?
I don't see anything right now.
Pulling this over here. So the guy's in a kimono. He does a front flip, a roll. This is when the market's dumped.
Mouth-watering, dick-crushing gains. That's what this channel is.
So that's how he starts all his videos.
This entire year. As always, I, the most woke, am back.
Yeah, nice setup.
Streaming to you every financial decision you should make in your life. I have returned to be your brain, your savior, to deliver mouth-watering, dick-crushing gains. I'll say it again, like we've delivered this entire year. In fact, my gains have crushed so many dicks that I haven't even checked my portfolio in 2 weeks. We're always up. Why even monitor it? And today is going to be no different. We're going to check what the charts are doing right now. I haven't even looked. I'm sure we're up. We're going to review how much money we've made. And then, like always, I'm going to take you through the markets. But first things first, we're not even going to try on the intraday. Straight to coin market cap. Let's see how we're doing.
Okay, I'm done.
That's wild. I've never seen one of these videos. I usually just get his short clip like videos where I've seen him like
he's got 1 million plus subs, man. Like it's
wow. That amazes me that there's so many creators out there, even with such a large following, that you still don't you hear them, you're like, who? Like what?
He's a developer and he's actually a very smart guy. Like that's just his intros. Like his
Yeah.
intros are absolutely fucking ridiculous, man. Like
They're good, man. They're catchy. That's what that helps, right? Look at Doctor Disrespect. Why is he so big? It's because of his personality, right?
yeah.
He's a really smart, cool guy outside of that, but he created this personality, and that sometimes works for people.
Yeah. For
I'm
sure.
not one of those people.
No,
but
man, I could
it
do
works
that.
for
I
somebody.
mean, I get pretty wild on a Friday live stream, but that's about it. But it's yeah, tongue in cheek for sure. For sure. So taking a look at Steam, okay, I like that. I like that. I like Beam and I like Super. So real world assets. Do you have an AI token that you're looking at?
For AI, so there was a let me see. There's been a lot of different AI projects that are lower market cap that people talked about. Um, I don't really hold a lot of AI projects. One that people talked about a lot that was doing really well. I don't hold it. It's called Node AI, I believe. GPU, I believe, is the ticker. Um,
Okay.
and I don't
Yep.
remember if that one. I don't remember if that one is fully AI or just like AI along with like what Render's doing with like the GPU stuff. I don't remember 100% off the top of my head
Yeah.
which one that is. A competitor to Render, I know Render's more like in the deep end than actual AI. Was Chlor AI. I do hold a little bag of that. It's a pretty much a direct competitor to what Render is doing, just very low cap, high risk, obviously. They're like maybe 80 million market cap. Render's like
Ooh,
sitting at like
wow.
3 billion. Um, but they're a
That's
direct. If
wild.
you look at their websites look like a direct copy of each other.
Okay. Because I hold a lot of Render, so I'm like, there ain't no competition. um, so I know you don't have a screen share, but when you go in and you look at a token, what is kind of your way of navigating into looking at it? So someone says, "Oh, go look at this coin." What is your
Yeah,
first steps? Like coin market cap.
yeah. Coin market cap.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, I look at the project, right? I look at the market cap. I look at the volume that they have. I look at their supply, their circulating supply, right? What their total supply, what their max supply looks like, and then after looking at those details, right, seeing how they are, is their total supply or max supply, whatever it is, extremely high compared to how much is in circulation, then you need to go look at like token unlocks, right? How
Mm,
often are they going to token unlocks? Because that is a way that you're going to either get dumped on the market. You think, oh man, this thing's at like $1 right now, right? Crypto X or whatever is at $1,
yeah.
but the circulating supply is only like 10%, 14%, whatever it is. And then when you go look at the token unlocks, it's like, oh yeah, every 3 months there's going to be a token unlock.
Mm,
Well, that's a problem, right? That's something you need to be considering. If you say, well, there's 10% supply only, but there's no token unlock for the next year and a half. Okay, that's fine. It gives you time to enjoy the bull run on it. Meanwhile, there's no like massive dump onto the market because nothing is going to be unlocked. That's okay. So sometimes it's okay to get into cryptos that have low circulating supply. Meanwhile, the token unlocks are not happening frequently or soon or whatever it is, depending on the time you're
mm-hmm.
getting in. Then I go look at their socials, right? See what kind of engagement they're getting on their social media, their Twitters most often. I don't really check their Telegram or their Discords or whatever because those things are always kind of chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
I always just check their Twitter, check out their website, see what it is they're trying to do, and then just from their website try to understand as much as possible about what the project is actually trying to achieve. What kind of other competitors do they have? Right, like when I first found out about Super, I was like, oh, this is a direct competitor to Beam. So
Mm-hmm.
I already see what the correlations are. You have another project that you can use as reference from what that project is doing good or bad, and see how this other project stands up to it. And that's kind of when it's a brand new project that there's like no competitor there, or does it fit a narrative? Sometimes somebody brought up a project to me that's called, I can't remember the name right now. It's literally the weirdest name. It's like ISO PK or something like that. And basically like a zip recruiter where people like
Okay.
apply for jobs, but on the blockchain, right? Really
Yeah.
nice looking website, like really looking like a nice outstanding product. But the problem with me for me was I was like, dude, this doesn't fit any narrative. This is like a very isolated, like how is this going to get adoption when nobody in the space is really going to be talking about, hey, if you're trying to look for a job, go on this. First off, the name is terrible. I can't even pronounce the name. It's
Yeah.
a bunch of letters. And if it doesn't fit a narrative, it kind of just falls in between, like one of those in the Netherlands. Like you don't know where that project really lies. How is it going to get any real exposure? So can
I
it
think
pump?
the
Can it?
name has so much value.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh,
name of anything, right?
right.
Like, I mean, I just call you Crusader. I know who I'm talking about. Even my missus knows who Crusader is because you're on my friggin' TikTok all the time, bro. So I be watching you, all right? But that name, right? When you're looking at a project, and I also look at unlocks for trading, because if I'm trading something and there's an unlock coming, I'm out of that trade because
Yeah.
I ain't about to be liquidity, right? So
Yep.
the name is so important, right?
Dude, very important. The branding, man. The branding, the marketing. These just like anything else, right? If you're trying to sell a product, you need marketing, and all these things are basically products that are trying to sell a service, sell you a product, sell you something. And if they don't got marketing, they're just not gonna really
Yeah.
take off. And if your marketing really, if your brand doesn't really align with any of the narratives that are really popular, then how are you gonna get any type of exposure, right? Any indirect exposure that could really help you grow. So that also
Absolutely.
becomes a problem when the cryptos are like just this random
Super
one-off.
just rebranded as well. They updated their logo and they rebranded as well, because I watched one of the guys who he's one of the founders of Super, Nick Musgrave, a guy in our, he always talks about it. Elio Trades. Have you seen Elio Trades?
I've heard of him, but I've never
Yeah.
seen his content.
He does a lot of alpha on gaming tokens, and he's a big he helped start Super, and I believe that other guy that I showed you the stupid silly video of, they're both co-founders in that as well.
Nice.
So yeah, branding is so important. Understanding the volume, the amount of tokens when they're being unlocked. Is there anything else? You check the website, you check the socials. Is there anything else that you would really do, or
Yeah,
is that kind of the base level?
that's pretty much the base level, and then from there, just understanding what the project is really doing, and like I said, what narrative do they fit in? Are they going to get any indirect exposure from some of the larger projects that fit into that narrative? Is that going to help? And that's kind of where the baseline is from there. And then, the best thing you could do after that is try to reach out to somebody that works for the project, get direct information, ask questions. That's not always possible. A lot of times they don't answer or whatever.
Yeah.
So
No, that's
there's
awesome, man.
to
That's
out to
awesome.
that.
Man, it's a wild world out there. Like you said initially, it's like you can't know all the crypto. I mean, how many are, like, there's thousands being created a bloody day, man.
Yeah, man.
The
There's
thing is,
millions of crypto now. Millions. And like 2 years, 3 years ago, there was only maybe 20,000 or something like that. Now there's
that's
millions.
wild, and it's getting
Possible.
easier to start them, right? So I think,
Oh,
the thing is that for my community, it's important to have like-minded people, and I know you're a like-minded person. And if you don't have time, right? Like, this is the thing. This is why I do a morning update video. This is why I do a live stream to cap off the day, because we take the time to go through this stuff so that you guys don't have to, right? And if you are looking for alpha on any tokens, I'm sure they could pop onto your live stream. What time do you go live?
I usually go live 5 p.m. Eastern time.
So right after my show, you go over to Crusader's show. We'll come and storm you with otters every now and then. We tend to do that because we're otter gang, right? So, but if you want to cut that waiting time in half, you want someone who can be trusted, but leaned on to find you guys some tokens to go through, give you an honest appraisal, which is hard to get out of anyone, right? And not just show you a rug. I think it's so important to be following a guy like this. Crusader, is there anything else I wanted to ask you, wait, have you been trading lately, bro? Because I knew you were getting back into trading.
I haven't been trading lately because I was traveling up to Tampa a lot,
Okay.
like 4 days out of the week, and moving back and forth, and I wasn't in my regular setup, so I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been trading as I was before. But I'm planning on getting back
Because
into
you were
it.
banging some trades not too long ago. I
Yeah, yeah,
remember. I
yeah.
remember.
I made a few good trades. It was all right. It was all right.
Yeah, he's dabbling. He's dabbling. He's getting his groove on. That's great. See, he's got to be part of the gang, right? He is part of the gang, 100%, man. Oh man, it's been a pleasure. Is there any parting words besides, guys? You know what to do is go over and follow Crusader on all his socials. I have his link in the description down below for his YouTube. This is also his Twitter. I don't have that link, but it's just BChain Crusader. And go and follow this guy and go and bug him in his live streams. Throw some otters in there and make sure that he knows what's up.
I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate you having me on, dude. Like I said, we've always clicked from the minute we started hanging out on Trading Wars. Like-minded individuals, very chill, very calm, straightforward. What you see is what you get, kind of thing. So I really appreciate you, dude, as a creator in this space. I want to see you keep growing, hitting that 10K or plus on the sub account. So definitely, guys, everybody watching right now, if you haven't smashed those likes, hit that subscribe. Definitely do so if you haven't already. I know you're about to start dropping some trading alpha when you go into your charts.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm just on YouTube and TikTok right now. Blockchain Crusader on both. It's just how you spell it, all together, no spaces, nothing. Go live every day at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, man, my lives are pretty chill. I don't really go over too much news. I just kind of take feed off the chat, whatever the chat wants me to look at, and take people's recommendations to look into projects, do a little bit of TA here and there. Kind of how the live streams go, answering questions. Very different from what I was doing before on Crypto Wars, very news based and other stuff. So just kind of really chill, and then just trying to make it through the markets, man. Make it through the markets with the best possible information and knowledge I can find.
That's it. No, thank you for blessing my community, and I mean, we'll be in touch, man, and we'll set some more stuff up, obviously, down the line. But yeah, thank you for taking the time out of your day. I know you're busy. We'll get back to the grind, and God bless you and your family, and thank you so much for coming through, man. I appreciate you, man.
Dude, thank you, and God bless you and your family that's growing, bro. So appreciate you having me on. Like I said, I'm always open to collaborate, continuing in the future, whether it's here, Piper Academy, wherever, bro. I'll always hang out. And like I said, appreciate it, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. Take care.
Take it easy, bro.
There you guys have it. What? Let's see some swords in the chat. Wow. Wow. I learned so much. Like, guys, I don't know how to do any research, man. Like, the only research I do is I chart, right? I chart, and it's so good because there's so much to crypto and there's so much to understand all the time. And you gotta have friends, right? You gotta have friends that can help you navigate, help you go through things. And I know, I mean, I've been talking to the guy for quite some time, and I know he'll do right by you guys. So, I mean, incredible to have him on, blessing our stream, blessing our community with some alpha. Ondo, Proppy, Seamless, Super, Beam. Okay. Avalanche. Some good tokens there. I really enjoyed that. Definitely some alpha being dropped, guys. Definitely some alpha being dropped. I'm so grateful for you guys' support, for asking some questions down below. You knew we had to ask the Crypto Wars questions, and put them on the spot. But nonetheless, we'll continue to move on here. We're gonna get into some charts, but guys, I think we need a little bit of is it an intermission, or is it just a dance party?
On the come up, better sit low. product base, but it drip though. Pocket fat when the chips low. Alexo, crypto, fit the party like a disco. Fan base like my wallet, yo. Stay true to the digital. Alexo, crypto.
You guys don't mind, throw some altcoins in the chat. We're going to try to get through the TA and the altcoins. Rapido. Okay?
What you know about
Let's see
Juice?
some
Making
altcoins.
the
Thank you guys so
moves,
much for being
casual,
here.
breaking the news.
Alexo
Revenue
Crypto,
proof, a building
Otter
portfolio,
gang,
taking
gang,
whatever
gang.
exceptional gain. I'm
You guys
dropping
are
this
incredible,
game.
man. Thank you
Participation
guys
is a hard knock.
for supporting
I put
the
in work
channel.
so you got knowledge.
We
Enjoy
here.
with luck when you following us.
You got
Every
it
soul is a
clear.
fistful of fat pie.
Blockchain
Butter brain,
Crusaders
that's
got
an
it.
utter game with an auto flame, with a lot of hate. Get about the lane, ain't about the trade. Have another trade, get another play. They playing guys so pretentious. Grapes in these waters forbidden. Well, indeed, that's a felony. Don't look at me for the TRB. On the come up, better sit low. The product base, but it drip though. Pocket fat when the chips low. Alexo, crypto, fit the party like a disco. Fan base like my wallet, yo. Stay true to the digital. Alexo, crypto, on the come up, better sit low. The product base, but it drip though. Pocket fat when the chips low. Alexo, crypto, fit the party like a disco. Fan base like my wallet, yo. Stay true to the digital. Alexo, crypto. Alexo, crypto. Alexo, crypto. Alexo, crypto. Alexo, crypto.
Thank you so much for being here. Let's get into the Bitcoin top-down quick analysis we have been dumped on today. We kind of knew this was coming. However, we were saying we can't trickle up without coming back and retesting some of these lows, right? We can't trickle up without retesting some of these lows. So you can see the trickle up, okay? This is the trickle, right? Trickle, my pickle, right? Ascending wedge typically breaks down, okay? So we were well aware of this, okay? Where we stopped, nobody knows. However, we have rolled over to some key levels of support, okay? So we have bounced down to the golden pocket key area that I was talking about at 63,800. Now, this is the local point of control, okay? Just down below here. And this is also an order block. If I turn on Chart Prime, a loud order block coming down, bouncing off of this key level. Now, can I employ someone to do the altcoins? I think I saw who had their hand up. Can someone tally the altcoins for me? I'd greatly appreciate that. We're going to do about 8. We'll try to get through 8 after doing a quick top-down analysis on Bitcoin. You always got to do Bitcoin because everything stems from Bitcoin, okay? Okay? So Nick Musgrave's out. Maybe Mark Dutch will do it for us today. I appreciate that. What's going on, Mel? Hope you're doing well. We got a whole bunch of alts in the chat. We'll get through as many of them as we can. But looking at Bitcoin, we have cooled down and come down to our key level. We are looking for the bounce. Okay, within the order block, key level, also a golden pocket. If we go off of, wrong time frame, if we go off the 1 hour, it was from here up to here. 786 golden pocket, okay? Looking at that, quite a nice bounce. However, we're in an aggressive downtrend. We don't want to fight this trend. We want to wait for confluence and a reaction at this level. Like I stressed at the beginning, we do not want to just trade these levels blindly. Okay, you can see here, we have wicked up, we have pushed up. We want to see some sort of bullish divergence, some sort of continuation of higher highs and higher lows, coming back and recovering these vector candles, okay? The vector candles to the downside. So we want to watch and see if we can get some sort of stability in price after getting dumped on from this falling wedge, okay? And overall, this isn't bad, okay? This isn't bad. This is actually healthy in my opinion, where we get, you know, a 3% drop, but nonetheless, we can look to capitalize on this when price comes within our levels. We do have another swing failure level right around 62,200 that I will be eyeballing if we lose this level of support. However, I do believe this is a strong level of support and will hold us up from here. But let's see if we do come back and retest down here at the golden pocket. And you can see that, a lot of things yesterday were getting bullish and everybody was getting bullish, and yet we corrected pretty hard, kind of bringing us back down to reality, okay? Bringing us back down to reality and noting that we are in a range, okay? A big range nonetheless. So what were we looking at? We're looking at the 3-day. The 3-day, I've been yelling at you guys almost that the 3-day, we are looking for the confluence on the 3-day for the crossover, okay? We had a green dot this morning, but we dumped. So the 3-day has reacted to that. So if we get back up, we could have that green dot yet again. So we're expecting this rollover to ramp and the money flow to flatten out and the VWAP to cross over by Thursday, Friday, right? It is Wednesday, so our next print is on Saturday. So Thursday, Friday, we're trying to anticipate this crossover and continuation to the upside, okay? First, we get the VWAP crossover, then we get the money ramping alongside with everything else, okay? That includes momentum waves. We could see a dip down and then that pop like we saw before, and this was actually extremely violent to the upside, okay? Going over to the daily, what did we say about the daily this morning? If you guys can remind me, we said that we are cooling off and flattening out, probably looking for some downside, right? So that's what happened. However, the good thing is that even though that has happened, money has ramped back up, okay? Above 19, looking hella bullish nonetheless. A little cool down before bouncing either off the zero line or crossing over slightly and bouncing up is what I'm thinking. Negative posturing here on the stochastics. Let's see if that can flatten out by day's end. We'll see if we get some support here. But nonetheless, expected. 12-hour looking a bit more bearish, okay? So this thing here on the 12-hour, I shared this in the Discord. You can see we get in the red dot, VWAP crossover, money coming down, threatening to cross over the zero line here on the 12-hour. So I would like to see a bounce from where we are right now, holding the money above. We don't want to see money. This is also money down below here. We don't want to see it red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. We want to see nice, even green all the way up, climbing upwards here. We're getting a bit overextended on the VWAP on the 12-hour. However, stochastics has switched red, suggesting we could see a little bit more downside. Okay, so something to be prepared for. Now going into our 4-hour, the Stegosaurus back. I think this is getting this is like everybody's commenting dinosaurs and Stegosauruses and the land before time. Okay, Petrie, Thera, Littlefoot. What's the other one? Spike. Is there another one? I don't know. I just did that off the top. Okay, so we got the Stegosaurus back here. We are looking for that higher high and higher low. However, we just rolled over very simply and pushed down to the zero line and crossed over, okay? So now we are looking for an anchor and a trigger wave, or a trigger wave nonetheless down here, which just suggests hidden continuation, okay? So we could get, look how overextended the VWAP is, right? So for me, this can violently pop back up given the opportunity with a green dot here. Look for that crossover, VWAP catching up as well. That would be a very nice bullish sign. So we can prepare to kind of front run that, but we want to see support established. Okay, support established is going to be indicative of higher prices and continuation after this move. Now, we're over here on the 30 minutes. So looking at this, okay, just looking at structure generally, okay, we can see that we have clearly, we clearly came down here, but we made a higher high. Okay, so this high is higher than this high, so that is a great sign. Okay, then we've had some very choppy price action over the weekend, and then consolidation to a dump. Okay, so this is, in my opinion, not bad. Okay, this is not bad, but it's very unpredictable, very choppy price action. We want to see smooth movements throughout the chart. So right now we be patient, in my opinion, and we wait for the consolidation and then the higher highs and the higher lows, and we look to ride this thing up, right? We have reversed trend after putting in higher highs and higher lows, also taking out these highs over here. So this is a reversal, a triple bottom reversal. We're looking for price to come back and continue onwards. Okay, that's what we're looking for in the long term to short term, but we want to position ourselves the best we can. Nonetheless, we are aware that overall we could be in something like this. Okay, this is very possible as well. Okay, this is very possible as well. So we want to make sure, since making a lower low right now, so we have taken out these lows here. Since making that lower low, we got to watch for this continuation, right? We want to see that continuation push and start making higher highs and higher lows. Otherwise, we're probably coming down somewhere around here to grab the liquidity within this area here before heading upwards. Okay, so patience, patience. Thank you so much, Mark Dutch, for getting me those altcoins. I appreciate you, brother. Let's see some clogs in the chat. Not only are there you got popcorn in the chat. We need some clogs in the chat as well for Mark Dutch, because we got B Team. Did B Team try to add to your list? I think I seen him adding to your list. Oh man, you guys are crazy. Oh man. So now that we know what Bitcoin's doing, what we're looking for is established support after bottoming structure, right? Coming back up, grabbing liquidity before heading down. Very much, not much signs on the dump here that we can see. Like if we pull this up, we got the rising wedge here. We're not getting any bearish divergence up here, just a triple top, right? Very, very simple triple top pushing us down, losing support. I guess you could trade the breakout down. However, very risky in my opinion. You could also see that we had like a wedge here this morning that we did lose. But very, very hard to identify that this was going to dump on our asses, okay? So that's okay. We were prepared. We do have our key levels that we are bouncing off right now, and hopefully we can find support. So this is not like press long right now. This is like, okay, let's find established support, swing failure pattern, possibly bullish divergence, continuation to the upside. But for now, patience, patience, patience. Also, we had a full moon print yesterday. So 2 days after a full moon is typically when the move starts. Could we get the pump? It's a pump moon. Maybe we get a moon pump. Who knows? Just adding confluence to our trades if we decide to go up from here. And then 3 days from now, when the moon pumps us, I'll be like, I told you there was a damn moon. Okay, and that's typically how it goes. However, we want to set ourselves up for success. Okay, definitely want to set ourselves up for success. So first and foremost, let's go over to rats. Okay, snitches get stitches, but we'll look at rats. Okay, looking at this, you guys have been on one lately. I'm not gonna say no names, but you guys have been on one lately with giving me some interesting tokens. Okay, interesting tokens. Oh man. Okay, so looking at this. Okay, rats. Okay, you're at all-time lows before the rug, okay? All-time lows before. Is there a better chart? Not really. Not really. Okay. Who gives a rat's ass? Did someone say that, or did I just hear that in my head? Okay, so this is literally the support that you've had. You've come up and you've retested these lows here. So let's pull this down to where we tested right now. There's some lows here as well that I'll mark out. And then you have some good support, I would say, here on rats. So zooming in on price action to where we're at right now, taking a look. Well, we clearly know that price needs to get above 1. Let's call it 2.0, okay? I'm not 000 2.0. Okay, that's where price needs to get above in order to continue bullish. However, a higher low could be a call. So let's look at swing low to swing high here, and look at that, fancy that coming in within this key level that we marked out on our chart. So right now I'd be looking for a potential retrace back to this level here. However many zeros, 1.4 would be my level. Okay, and we're simply looking for that continuation breakout, right? We had the very aggressive drop. We've consolidated. We've pushed out. We're looking for that higher low continuation to break out of that however many zeros 22.0 area, okay? Rats was a call from one of the investors share pros out of the rounded bottom. Yes, so you can see you got a rounded bottom, cup and handle, however you want to call it. Right, where you're getting I don't trade these, but you know, it's there. It's definitely there. You can also track this downwards momentum here and look for the breakout and continuation, okay? Applebee's has rats. Ricky Bobby Daddy. You guys are crazy, man. I love you. Oh, man, you got to keep me on my toes, eh? Oh, we're going to look at XRP later, too. Don't worry. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. So, yeah, rats, I would expect to return back to 1.4 here. We'll call it 14.1. How about that? 14.1. Look for that beautiful rounded bottom. We like rounded bottoms. Money's coming back. That's a good sign as well. You can see money coming back in, pushing. This to me, it's a meme coin, right? So this to me is Pepe getting listed on Coinbase, right? That's what this is. So right now, come back to reality and then continue your march upwards after cooling off after today. Okay, that's kind of where I lie with something like this. Okay, let's go over to Solana. Our Solana, Bobana, da Fifa, Bobana, Fana, 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 boom, boom, boom. So Solana, a lot like Ethereum, has held this bottom trend line. Okay, you can see the bottom trend line from way back, all the way back in November. Okay, so Solana's held this. So when in doubt, just wait for it to come back to that trend line. Now, besides that, we have broken out of this downwards trend. So a retest is imminent, in my opinion. Okay, we want money to continue to push. However, on the 12-hour, it has failed to cross over. Okay, 12-hour looks bearish on a lot of time frames, as we've established with Bitcoin. Going over to the 4-hour, we can see that money is turned green, pushing onwards and upwards. Stegosaurus back, creating higher highs and then a higher low. Right. So right here, you can see the bearish divergence that I talk about quite often when the Stegosaurus is making its higher highs and lower lows. Okay, so you can see it here, higher high, lower low, then the move down. We had a buy level on Solana right down here at 146. Whoo-wee! I mean, guys. So nice bounce off of this buy level. I want to see established support. Okay, you can see the posturing on the VWAP here is starting to flatten out. That's a good sign. You can see we're getting a VWAP crossover on the 1-hour. This could mean we shoot up, creating a higher high and a higher low, finding support down at our buy level. Okay, so for me right now, I want to see something like this and continuation upwards. Let's see how high we get right now, and then look for a retracement for a continuation. If not, you expect a double bottom, bullish divergence, something like this, right? And like this, continuation. That would be ideal, in my opinion, with Solana. Clearly going to be led by Bitcoin, okay? Clearly going to be led. So you can see everything has really had a sell-off, coming back and retesting lows with this trickling upwards, right? This trickling upwards, creating that rising wedge, typically breaking down, okay? So we have our key level here at 146, and then if we do fail and come back down to within this range, I'd be looking at 133, okay? Money flow point of control. Yeah, right around there. You could pull a fib for the entire range as well, for more of a long-term fib, which is from here up to here, right? And you could also be targeting down here at this golden pocket /786 area. But in my opinion, this one seems to be holding right now. So a bit of patience will prevail in the long term on Solana. But coming down, retesting this area. Let's see if it bounces and continues onwards and upwards. That would be a nice bounce at one of our key levels pushing up. Okay, nice bounce, nice bounce. So let's see if that continues. Bitcoin, is it bouncing? No, it's continuing lower. So I would expect, yeah, I would look for double bottom here, bullish divergence. I'd be looking for this, right? That's what I'd be looking for on Solana. Cup and Bird? Cup and Bird. What up, Dutch? Good to see you as well, says TRD Farmer. I heard some people love Cup and Handies. Only on my mugs, man. G Corp, are you an InvestaShare family? Yes. Oh, all these InvestaShare family people. Much love to all of you guys and your InvestaSharing. We love Kyle here, so it's all good, man. It's all good. It's flipping us off. The charts look like it's flipping you off. You guys are a special breed. I appreciate you guys. Let's go over and take a look at BSV. BSV. I don't know if I've ever looked at BSV. What is BSV? There's a logo missing from your cup. Yeah, I know. I should get more merch or something like that. I mean, I've considered doing merch. Can't be arsed, guys, unless you want some utterly fantastic cups or something. So looking at BSV, we can see that we have come back and retested support multiple times, created a level here. Okay, so BSV in a bear flag. Okay, so you can see the bear flag here, pushing onwards and upwards. I see this. Okay, so very aggressive drop. Anything like this, it's low leverage, low margin. Yeah, it's a big move. Okay, so I would look for this to hold. We have some key levels here. Let's see if it matches up with the golden pocket. Not really. So if we lose this level, I would expect us to come back down here. Very simple. Keep it very simple with this. Look for Bitcoin to lead the way on something like this. Your shelf starts here. Okay. Look for Bitcoin to lead the way on all these things where these things will come, they'll retest, and then they'll pop off alongside Bitcoin. BSV, the real Bitcoin. The rats chart, you read it too late. The real Bitcoin. BSV. I feel like I need like an announcer voice. The real Bitcoin. So yeah, I'd expect a bounce from here. Looking at market cipher, we're a bit overextended here on the 4 hour, the 3 hour. Money's come back in on the 4 hour. That's a good sign. Trying to push onwards and upwards. Looking at the 12. Yeah, 12 is still bearish. You can see definitely some decline here on our momentum waves. So you want to see that establish higher highs and higher lows. We are hunting for healthy bottoming structure on all of these, right? Where we get either it's a Wyckoff 1, 2, whatever they call it, where you're getting higher highs and higher lows in the breakout, right? There's many different bottoming patterns, but we want to see that established higher high, higher lows, and continuation to the upside, right? That's going to be indicative of better and higher prices. You can see the blow off top up here, pushing us down, retest continuation. So that to me looks like a little bit of an ABC, right? Where we got A, B, C, and then we look to continue upwards from here. So let's see if that happens. However, The one thing that is concerning is that we have come down and made lower lows on a larger term time frame and lost key support. So to get above and continue upwards is going to be crucial, and that would be above $73.35 for BSV. Okay? Let's go over to Dero. Oh, you guys are getting me good tonight. I bring on Blockchain Crusader, and you guys are throwing this stuff at me. Would you guys give this to your grandma on her MetaMask? That's what I want to ask you. Okay? Is this for grandma on her or for her MetaMask? What do you mainly hold? BTC, Bitcoin plus high caps, mid caps, or low caps? And a lot of you guys are saying mid caps. Okay. I like that. I like how there's a very, very good diverse crew here of mid caps, low caps, high caps. Okay, Grandma, welcome to Dero. Dero here is going to give you every now and then. Dero is just gonna pump 135% for the fuck of it. Welcome. Mind my language, but looking at Dero, if this is something you believe in, you've done your own research, maybe go over to Blockchain Crusader and be like, Dero to the crescent moon, not to the full moon, but to the crescent moon, says Clamor 700 AS, okay? Dero is going to make you some dineros if you've done your own research and looked at something like this. How am I supposed to chart this? I would suggest that $2.20 would be, let's go on the daily. You're retesting the highs. These are your lows, okay. So anything sub $3.50, in my opinion, is probably a steal for grandma's sake. Right, farmer? Okay? If you are looking to buy this on spot, anything sub 350, I think, looking at the chart, could be a good deal. Okay? Could be. This thing got all the way up to $27. That is 8x almost, 8x from where we are right now. Do your research, look at Dero, but I won't, because I ain't got much to offer you guys in the sense of TA on this, because I wouldn't ever trade this. I wouldn't trade this to my worst enemy. Look at the scam wicks on it. You got a wick here. This is an average wick of 10%, okay? Careful, man. Oh, man. Let's go over to Filecoin. Phil. Okay, this is better. This is better. So we had our key levels here. Looking at File, big, huge anchor wave, okay, getting sold off today. But big anchor wave, money coming out, which doesn't look too good. But big anchor wave leads to anchor trigger wave. So we're looking for that trigger wave to form, right? Money's trying to hold on for dear life. You can see on the daily. However, VWAP is aggressively to the downside. It has crossed to the downside. And we can see that we are making a string of higher lows, not only on price action, but on our momentum waves as well. So right now, we're looking for that established bottom on Filecoin. Okay, so we were looking yesterday for a potential sell level around $7. Okay, we haven't hit that yet. So we can still keep that on there. And then we're looking for a swing failure pattern down to $5.47. And we haven't come down there yet. So we can still continue to look around 550 all the way down to 524, which is actually a 4% move. So I'd be looking within this area for a bounce. However, you can pull a fib from swing low here. I missed it. From swing low here to swing high. You can see we're coming down within that ratio. So maybe let's bring this up a little bit. And let's look within here for a possible bounce on Filecoin. Let's call it $6 psychological level. And maybe we get a bounce from there. Looking for a continuation, right? So 4 hour, very cooked, straight down to the bottom side, getting a green dot down below. So look for the pushback and continuation. Now, how can we front run this? We go to the hourly. We look for anchor trigger, money coming back in, VWAP crossover to the upside. So we look for the possible bounce within this area and see if we get that. We do know that we have key level of resistance now. I don't know what happened there. Coming in right above us around $6.30. So for me, I would like to see some sort of bottom be established here, and on Bitcoin, push up continuation, right? That's what I would like to see. Doesn't mean we're going to get it. We could still get that bounce / swing failure pattern, okay? And then continuation. So be patient. Let the price establish some support before jumping in, okay? That's going to be indicative of higher prices. Let's go over to Polkadot shorts. Polkadot shorts. Dot, baby. Dot is quite suppressed in my opinion, possibly looking for continuation out of this big dump that Dot had. Same thing, establishing bottom, looking for support, okay? It's sad to see Dot getting this low. We were like, oh man, if we break out here, we're going to get up to $18 Dot, no problem. And that is still very much on the plate for Dot. Look at this. We are still in bear market territory as we speak. We haven't even gotten we've gotten up to $12 and we're back down to 7. Let's call it 7, okay? Right? All-time highs, $55. Dot might be the best risk to reward ratio within the, I would say, mid to high caps, okay? Mid to high cap coin, been around, established, very suppressed, okay? Very suppressed. So Dot might be that one to take a look at. Getting in at $7 might be a magical play that you look back on and be like, oh man, I could have bought Dot for $7. Not financial advice, but something to keep an eye on here. But you can simply see it's made a higher high. It's pushing out. However, you just made a lower low, right? So for me, where's the liquidity lie? It lies within here, right? So you're going to pull a fib from the start of the move to the top of the move, matching up with the liquidity within here. Looking for this area here, I would look at order block. Yep, money flow point of control, liquidity. So I'd be eyeing somewhere down here if we do not hold where we're at right now and looking for that continuation back up above and beyond. But you can see we've lost key support. This is key support right here, right? So this is going to be our wall that we need to get through. Okay, we need to blast through this wall like Kool-Aid man, okay? Don't drink the Kool-Aid, but we need to get through this, $8 region back into our bullish support area, right? Where we establish lows, higher highs, and higher lows all the way back up, okay? And that's something I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on. But overall, Dot's been bullied, okay? Been bullied. Lots of things, getting that correction, injective coming down, retesting lows as well. IMX, definitely one of them too. ICP, okay? ICP coming back, retesting the previous highs. Could be a possible opportunity. Had a nice push up. Could be an opportunity on ICP. Arbitrum, we were looking at a trade this morning on Arbitrum. It clearly rolled over. We were looking for that breakout trade this morning. Did not get it. Coming back, retesting the lows as well. A lot of things look the same right now. So what does this suggest? This suggests being patient, right? Dog with hat is all of a sudden ripping. So look for a retest back down to these lows on dog with hat. Overall, we've gotten a little bit of a dump today. Bitcoin continues to roll over, blowing right through our support zones. So we have another one waiting down here. A little bit bearish today, guys. So make sure that you are using good risk management. You're not trying to catch falling knives, okay? We want to be safe, not sorry. We also want to be hanging out with the coolest cats in town, and that's the Otter Gang. So guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the beautiful, beautiful collab we did with Blockchain Crusader. Hopefully we can continue to bring other people on the show, getting you guys good alpha, good creators, exposure, and all that good stuff. It's been a pleasure today. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for supporting the channel. Check out the sponsors down below, BloFin, Market Cipher. But most of all, thank you guys for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow morning and in the Discord. God bless you guys and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. Peace.
On the come up, better sit low. The product base, better drip though. Pocket fat when the chips low. Alex O, crypto. Fit the party like a disco. Fan base like my wallet, yo. Stay true to the digital. Alex O, crypto. Alex O, crypto. Alex O, crypto. Alex O, crypto. What you know about juice? Making them moves, that flow casual, breaking the news. Revenue proof, a building portfolios taking well over exceptional pain. I'm trapping this game, so participation ain't a hard knock. I put in the work so you got knowledge. You ain't drawing with luck when you following us. The result is a pants full of fat pockets. Bada bang, that's an Otter Gang with an auto flame. With a lot of hate, get about the lane, ain't about the trade. Have another trade, get another play. They playing guys so pretentious. Drapes in these waters forbidden. Well indeed, that's a felony. Don't look at me for the TRB. Have you heard of TRB? I don't know. On the come up, better sit low. The product base, better drip though. Pocket fat when the chips low. Alex O, crypto. Fit the party like a disco. Fan base like my wallet, yo. Stay true to the digital. Alex O, crypto. On the come up, better sit low. The product base, better drip though. Pocket fat when the chips low. Alex O, crypto. Fit the party like a disco. Fan base like my wallet, yo. Stay true to the digital. Alex O, crypto. 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 On the come up, better sit low. The product base, better drip though.